And now today we've got another big agenda for you. So let's kick it off. Another reminder that we're live streaming and recording. If you forgot from yesterday, just remember that you may show up on video somehow. Need to get that out of the way. Wanted to give a little background on our logo as well. Our logos actually have some thought put into them. So we wanted to get an explanation from the designers. I thought it might be interesting to showcase how the logo came about each year. And this year, they actually put a lot of thought into the colors to represent the Google colors and show what everything that Google stands for. There's also a emphasis on the site we hold it. So they wanted to incorporate a little background about Sunnyvale and what the location it is. So I wonder what next year's logo is going to look like. We'll see. All right, little stats on registration. We had over 1,400 attendee applications, out of which we chose a little over 250 of those to actually attend in person. So you all are among that group that we narrowed down. We have, and actually as scientific process as we can get out of this, there's some random selection and weighting based on getting a diverse crowd representing different geographic areas, backgrounds, history in the industry. We get a number of factors that we plug into it to try and get a great overview of the industry. So everyone here can share ideas, take it back to the companies you're from, and showcase those ideas. But for the people who couldn't come, we, of course, have the live stream. We present all this information out there in the world for free. So hello to everybody on the live stream. Thanks for watching. This is great. Now that I'm on YouTube, I finally have done something my daughter can be proud of. She knows what that means. And 208 speaker proposals, which we also had to narrow down by a similar process to get just the great overview that we've had so far and that we'll have today of different types of challenges that are going on in the industry and things that everybody is dealing with. So I'm glad we could talk about that. And another great thing we were able to do this year is to provide diversity scholarships for people who may not have been able to come otherwise. We put up a notice for applications for that. Google put up the funding for that to be able to include those people as well. We had an overwhelming response to that, 273 scholarship submissions. We originally had budgeted for 6 scholarships, but just out of the overwhelming number of applications we got, we asked Google for more money. They're used to people asking for more money, and we were able to get that and double the number we were able to provide this year, so that's been great. Okay, a reminder about lunch. I think yesterday went pretty well, but everybody kind of has the system down. You know what lunch is all about. So here's a reminder of the cafes again over here. We have Cornerstone with their local menu. We have Fresh Market, which has the big salad bar and sandwiches in TC1, and then TC4 is the big area with all the variety of options. So what we're going to do for lunch today, here's the other options for TC4. What we're going to do today is we'll have 3 organizing members outside here at lunchtime. They're going to have signs they'll be holding up, similar to what Ari is holding up in the back there. So it'll look. Don't worry, he won't club anybody with that. It's only for illustrative purposes. But we'll have signs up with each cafe. If you're interested in a specific cafe, find the person with that sign, and they will be leading the group to that building and letting you in for lunch. Another reminder about the question page on the live stream. If you have questions, please submit using Slido app that we have. Use the event ID GTAC 2016 to ask your questions. We are trying to achieve a balance between staying on schedule plus getting enough questions answered after each talk, and making sure everybody gets questions answered and staying on track. It's a tricky balance, trying to manage that in real time. But that's what we're trying to achieve, so don't feel badly if your question doesn't get answered. The benefit of being at the conference is then you can go up to that speaker specifically and say, hey, I was wondering about such and such, my question didn't get answered, I'd like to talk about it. One feedback we have gotten though is that we don't have a way for questions that didn't get answered to be archived and answered later, which is one thing we'll need to look into for next year. And I think that is all I had. Trying to stay on schedule myself. And the other things I wanted to announce, we will have the real-time translation going on over here. If there's anybody who has a need for it and didn't know that we were providing it on the screen over here, go ahead and make a seat. If anybody does need this service and you're sitting in a seat they might need in order to be in front of the screen, please give up your seat for that. And all speakers, don't forget to check in with the audio team in the back before your talk, during the break, or if you know your talk is upcoming, go get mic'd up for your talk so that you're ready to go on time. And today we'll try to keep it on time. And I think I'm doing well. I think I'm ahead of time. So since I'm ahead of time, I did not get any more emails from my mom, but that's okay because we now have Google Assistant. So I can just, and Google is not making technology to replace moms. That's not, it's not the intention, but we do have the assistant you might have heard of. So I can, hey assistant, how am I doing today? It says I have no friends, but that's actually correct. That's a correct answer. That's a valid response, so it's working.